Hello? Thanks for joining us again on the channel. This one's been on my radar for a while, and now, thanks to a friend who got his hands on it, I finally get to share the experience with you. Before we get started, feel free to check out the discount link in the description and the pinned comment. Now, let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
To get things started, let's hear from our first reviewer.
This reviewer found this scooter to be surprisingly practical. It's lightweight enough to easily toss in the trunk of a car, and the reviewer described it as zippy with a stable, low center of gravity. Battery life seems decent, and charging it was a breeze. The folding mechanism is well designed and feels secure when locked in place. They also appreciated the thoughtful placement of the fenders, which do a good job of preventing splashes. However, our reviewer is ultimately returning it, and their review highlights a significant ergonomic issue. The seat position feels too far forward in relation to the pedals, creating an awkward pedaling experience. They were concerned that their knees might hit the handlebars while riding, and they aren't particularly tall. Adjusting the seat height didn't resolve the problem. In fact, they felt that a lower seat position might have been more comfortable. For a rider of about 56, the overall riding posture just didn't feel right. They also noted that the acceleration was somewhat slow, although it did reach a good top speed. One minor quibble was the headlight, which has an unusual activation sequence involving clicks and delays, and the beam pattern wasn't ideal for nighttime riding. While they appreciated many aspects of the scooter, the uncomfortable riding position was ultimately a deal-breaker for this client.
Cool. Let's uncover what our next reviewer has to say.
This reviewer wanted to share their experience with this electric bike. Overall, they think it's a pretty good deal, especially considering the price. It reaches a decent speed, about 15 miles per hour, and they get around 16 miles on a single charge, even with hills in their area. Charging time is reasonable, usually taking around 6 hours, which is perfect for overnight charging. Our reviewer also noticed it charged much faster in only 4 hours when plugged in at work. However, this client is facing a significant issue with the brakes. They've had the bike for a couple of months, and the brakes have already become a problem. Despite multiple attempts to fix them, they keep loosening. To make matters worse, finding replacement brake pads has proven impossible. This client can't seem to find the right size. Everything they've come across is too big. Right now, they're resorting to using pieces of old boots as makeshift brake pads, which they admit is unsafe, but the only option they have. A friend suggested the brake lines might need bleeding, which they plan to investigate. Despite the brake issues, they feel it's a decent e-bike for the money, but the brake situation is definitely a major concern.
Alright, let's find out what our next reviewer has to share.
This reviewer was really impressed with this electric bike. After a lot of searching for a good entry-level option, our reviewer settled on this 26 fat tire model. It arrived via delivery service, and the box was a little beat up, which initially caused some concern. Instead of opting for the manufacturer's assembly service, this client checked around and found a local bike shop that could do it for less, and thankfully everything was fine upon inspection. And about the bike itself. This reviewer keeps calling it a beast, emphasizing its size and power. As a comparison, this client mentioned that their wife has a similar bike with regular tires, and she uses a much higher power setting than our reviewer needs on this one. Having only had the bike for a few days, this client plans to update their review if anything changes. So far, the pros seem to outweigh the cons. This bike seems well built and solid, with plenty of power and speed. It also comes with useful features like front suspension, a horn, and a light, all at what this reviewer considers a great price. The downsides, however, are that it's quite heavy. Also, the fenders could use some additional support, and the display is a bit confusing when it comes to adjusting settings. Apparently, the battery can be a bit tricky to put back on, and the throttle works only on the 0 setting.
If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Got thoughts or questions? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.